Ever contemplate the amount of sugar you're ingesting on a daily basis? It might be more than you think. The average person consumes about 22 teaspoons of added sugar each day. That's nearly triple the recommended daily intake for women, which is a mere 6 teaspoons and well over the 9 teaspoons advised for men. But here's the kicker. Much of this sugar isn't consumed consciously. It's hidden in processed foods, lurking under different names, like sucrose or high fructose corn syrup, a can of soda here, a bowl of cereal there, and before you know it, you've exceeded your sugar quota for the day. And it's not just about the sweet treats. Even foods you wouldn't normally associate with sugar, like bread, pasta sauce, and salad dressing, can be stealthy sources of the sweet stuff. So the next time you reach for that seemingly harmless snack, remember, it might be hiding more than you bargained for. The real question is, what does all this sugar do to your body? You've probably heard the term empty calories. But what does it really mean? Well, let's break it down. Imagine filling your car with fuel that only half powers the engine. It's kind of like that. Empty calories are calories that come from foods or drinks that have little or no nutritional value. Picture this. You're at a supermarket and you pick up a bag of potato chips or a can of soda. Sure, these snacks might taste great, but they're packed with empty calories. These are calories devoid of the essential nutrients your body needs to function optimally. Nutrients like vitamins, minerals, and dietary fiber. You see, when we consume these empty calories, our body isn't getting the nourishment it needs. It's like we're feeding it, but we're not really feeding it. We're filling our bodies, but not fueling them. And here's the kicker. Because these empty calories aren't giving our bodies the nutrients they need, we end up still feeling hungry. Now think about what happens when you're hungry. You eat more, right? That's the trap of empty calories. They lead to overeating because they don't satisfy our body's needs. And overeating, as we know, can contribute to weight gain and other health problems. When we replace these empty calories with nutrient-dense foods, foods that are rich in vitamins, minerals, and other essential nutrients, we give our bodies the fuel they need to function properly. Think whole grains, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins. These foods not only nourish our bodies, they also help us feel satisfied and full. So, the next time you're reaching for that bag of chips or that can of soda, remember this. Those empty calories might taste good, but they're not doing your body any favors. They're just filling you up without fueling you. And that's not the way to a healthy, happy life. Empty calories fill you up, but they don't nourish your body, leaving you unsatisfied and prone to overeating. Remember, it's not just about eating less. It's about eating right. Choose foods that fuel you, not just fill you. Choose nourishment over mere satisfaction. Your body will thank you. Did you know your body's response to sugar can lead to a condition called insulin resistance? This might sound a bit alarming, but let's break it down to understand what's really going on. You see, when you consume sugar, your body goes through a process to handle this sweet intruder. The sugar you eat is converted into glucose, a type of sugar that your body uses for energy. To move this glucose from your bloodstream into your cells where it can be used for energy, your body relies on a hormone called insulin. Now imagine insulin as a kind of key. When it's released by your pancreas, it unlocks your cells to let the glucose in. Normally, this is a smooth process, but here's where things can get tricky. When you consistently consume high amounts of sugar, your body has to produce more and more insulin to keep up. It's like your cells have seen so many keys that they start to ignore them. This is what we call insulin resistance. Your cells become less responsive to insulin, and as a result, glucose builds up in your bloodstream instead of being absorbed by your cells. Over time, this can put a lot of strain on your pancreas, as it's working overtime to pump out enough insulin. This can potentially lead to type 2 diabetes, a chronic condition where your body either doesn't produce enough insulin or can't use it properly. This is not something to be taken lightly, as it can lead to serious health complications. But here's the thing, insulin resistance doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of consistent high sugar intake over a long period of time. It's a slow process, but it's one that can be reversed with the right dietary changes. Insulin resistance is a serious condition, but it's not the only health risk associated with high sugar and processed food consumption. So stay tuned as we delve deeper into the effects of sugar on your body in the next scenes. Ever considered that the food you consume could be causing inflammation in your body? It's a thought that may not cross your mind often, but it's one that's worth pondering. You see, processed foods the ones that are so conveniently available and easy to consume, can trigger inflammation, a response of your immune system. Now, inflammation isn't inherently bad. In fact, it's the body's way of protecting itself from infection or injury. It's like your body's personal security team rushing to the scene whenever there's a threat. But just like a security alarm going off without a real threat, chronic inflammation can cause more harm than good. The problem arises when inflammation becomes a regular guest instead of an occasional visitor. Processed foods, laden with artificial additives, unhealthy fats, and an abundance of sugar, are like intruders that trigger the body's inflammation response. Essentially, these foods can turn your body's defense system against itself. And when this happens over a prolonged period, we're looking at chronic inflammation. So, why is chronic inflammation a concern? Well, it's like a silent storm brewing inside your body, associated with a host of health issues. These include arthritis, a painful condition affecting your joints, heart disease, one of the leading causes of death worldwide, and even cancer, a battle none of us want to face. Each time you reach for that packet of crisps or that sugary drink, you could be inviting inflammation into your body. And with it, you're potentially opening the gates to a plethora of health conditions. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? But remember, this isn't about inducing fear. It's about empowering you with knowledge. It's about understanding that what you eat doesn't just satisfy your hunger, it also has a profound impact on your body's internal environment. Inflammation is your body's response to an attack. But what happens when the attacker is your daily diet? It's a question that gives food for thought, quite literally, and one that we'll delve deeper into as we continue this journey of understanding our relationship with food. Navigating food labels can be like deciphering a secret code, especially when it comes to identifying added sugars. But don't worry, we're here to crack that code together. Added sugars are often hidden in plain sight on food labels, masquerading under various names. This can make it tricky to recognize them and understand just how much sugar you're consuming. These sugars don't just sweeten your food, but they also contribute to empty calories, which can lead to weight gain and other health problems. So what are some of these secret names for sugar? Well, there are more than 50, but here are some of the most common ones you might encounter. Sucrose, high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, maltose, and fruit juice concentrate. Notice a pattern? Many of these names end in "-osi", which is a common ending for sugars. But there's more. Added sugars can also be listed as cane juice, maltodextrin, or even something as vague as natural flavors. They're crafty, aren't they? Now that we've revealed some of the secret identities of added sugars, how can we use this knowledge to make healthier choices? Well, the first step is to check the ingredients list on the food label. Ingredients are listed in descending order of their weight, which means that the first few ingredients make up the majority of the product. If you see any of those sneaky sugars listed among the first few ingredients, you might want to reconsider your choice. Another tip is to look at the total sugars line under total carbohydrates on the nutrition facts label. This includes both natural and added sugars, but some labels also include a line for added sugars. If this line is present, it can give you a clearer idea of how much extra sugar has been added to the product. Remember, the World Health Organization recommends limiting your daily intake of added sugars to less than 10% of your total daily calories. That's about 12 teaspoons for an adult. Knowledge is power. Understanding food labels can help you make healthier choices and reduce your sugar intake. We've covered a lot today, but what does it all mean for your health and well-being? Let's take a moment to pull it all together. We've learned that sugar and processed foods are packed with empty calories. These sneaky little villains offer little nutritional value, leaving you still hungry and prone to overeating. We've also discovered the havoc they wreak on your blood sugar levels. These rapid spikes and subsequent crashes can strain your body's insulin response, leading to insulin resistance and potentially even type 2 diabetes. Furthermore, we've delved into the link between processed foods and inflammation, a culprit in various chronic health conditions like arthritis, heart disease, and even cancer. And let's not forget the deceptive food labels hiding added sugars under various names, leading to excessive sugar intake. So the bottom line, cutting down on sugar and processed foods is a win for your health on multiple fronts. Remember, every small step towards reducing your sugar intake counts. Your future self will thank you for it.